Northumberland coastline is a fab place to explore, and we're going to be heading south from Bamburgh Beach down to Newbiggin-by-the-sea, which has been our base for the week. This is just a brief visit to some places and beaches en route. Driving through Bamburgh, we'll pass the RNLI Museum, dedicated to Grace Darling, and almost opposite St Aidans Church. But first, as we drive down through the town, the magnificent castle comes into view. St Aidan founded a church on this site in 635 AD, but this church building dates from the 12th century. The shrine of a famous Victorian heroine, Grace Darling, is buried here. In 1838, she and her father rowed out from Longstone Lighthouse on the Farne Islands in a ferocious storm and rescued 9 men from a shipwreck. She became a national hero, but sadly died just 4 years later. So much for my lack of research, because we should have visited the RNLI Museum just opposite the church, had I'd known. It wasn't until I got home and then was researching that I discovered what we missed. And we even drove past it, as you would have seen earlier. Weather-beaten tombstones, some centuries old, as we walk over to the crypt. Here, the remains of 110 Anglo-Saxon ancestors from the 14th century now lie in their final resting place. From Bamburgh's extensive beach are distant views of Holy Island and the inner Farne Islands, and these views extend down to Seahouses, where boat trips can be taken. It always amuses me to see a heron fishing by the sea, as usually I film them on local lakes or canals. Just 3 miles south of Bamburgh is Seahouses. First, we have lunch in the old Ship Inn. At Seahouses Harbour, boat trips can be taken to the Farne Islands, but unfortunately while we were here, they weren't actually landing, so we gave it a miss. Bamburgh Castle from Seahouses with a long lens. Next to Craster Harbour, we had delicious crab sandwiches for lunch at the Jolly Fisherman, highly recommended. As is the walk from Craster to Dunstanburgh Castle, set high above the cliffs, a dramatic sight. Heading further south, we pass through the picturesque town of Warkworth and its castle ruins. Just outside Newbiggin is the Church of St Mary in Woodhorn, and fascinated by the eerie-looking graveyard and the low sun streaming through the trees, I have to take a look. It's one of Northumberland's oldest churches, dating back to the 12th century, but no longer a working church. Reading some of the gravestone inscriptions, those that are still legible, are quite poignant. After shooting a couple of night scenes in Newbiggin, it's now off to dinner. Next morning, I'm up early for another sunrise shoot. During our week here in Newbiggin, I made several early morning ventures to capture the often epic sunrises. The waterbirds give me the opportunity for some wildlife filming too. Subsequently, I photographed some of the wading birds feeding by the rocks. Then it was back for breakfast before setting off for another fab day out, exploring the famous sights Northumberland has to offer. After yet another fab day out, it's late afternoon, so I nip to the beach for some more wildlife filming. This couple, by the artist Sean Henry, are 5 metres tall and look out to sea. There's also a life-size one too, on land. Oh well, as I squat down here now at Newbiggin-by-the-sea, we've had a fantastic week here on the Northumbrian coast. It's been absolutely amazing, amazing. So many boxes ticked this week. Up at Holy Island, which is fun. Bamburgh Castle, Craster, Dunstanburgh Castle. Wow, it's been awesome. So this morning we head back home. But yeah, I can highly recommend the Northumbrian coastline. I'm walking Hadrian's Wall, well, a couple of miles of it anyway. It was spectacular, as it is here. But it's not just been about the scenery, the buildings and everything else we've seen, and that fantastic bookshop, by the way, in Alnwick, the railway second-hand bookshop, Barter's Books. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic place. Yeah, it's not just about that, it's about the people too. They're amazing up here, they really are. Yeah, I love the Geordies. Karen didn't get to see Robson Green, but there you go, or Sting, never mind. But I don't want to leave this place. I mean, just look at this. Around here. Quite spectacular. Yeah, it's been brilliant. Well, the people we've met, the Italian restaurant across the road from where we were staying, fantastic. Oh. Yeah, and I think I've got some lovely images and video too. Looking forward to seeing it all properly. Yeah. And it's bye for now.